Hey, it's Pierre. I have a review for you today of a new shoe coming from Salming that's just launched in 2016. This is called the Salming Kobra. This is a new design that Salming's released in 2016. I'm going to walk you through these shoes and how I've liked them, and also do a quick comparison with one of the other shoes, one of the other Salming shoes from a previous year. So first of all, these are another eye-catching design from Salming. It's called the Kobra with a K, and they've got this little Kobra logo here. We've got, I'll just give you a little view of each angle here. So I've been using these for a few weeks now, and they've been my primary shoe. I played in a tournament last weekend for the first time in years, and I used these throughout the tournament. So I've had put a fair amount of mileage on them, and they are like Salming shoes that I've used before. I find them very comfortable, and they feel light and have good grip. They lace up nice and tight. They have sort of a good lacing system that goes through these little holes here. And they felt comfortable on my feet. Inside the shoe, inside the sole of the shoe, they're a little different from some of the Salming race models that this appears similar to on the outside, and I'll show you. These are an older version. These are called the Salming Race R2, one of my favorite shoes from prior years, and they have a similar design the Kobras do, but I'm going to point out some differences, including what it felt like on the inside of the shoe, which you can't see, and it's going to depend on your feet. But the difference in the Kobra is that it felt like there was it felt like the sole inside was banked kind of like this, so that when your heel is in there in the back, it almost feels like you're leaning forward, kind of like at the T, which is actually kind of an interesting and helpful feeling. And then on the other side of the shoe, on the toe, in the toe box area, it felt like there was a bit of stability kind of on the front right here, so that you could kind of push off side to side. So it's almost like they're kind of designed for you to be able to take off, forward or side to side. And so that's a difference to me from the R2, which was had more of in the sole of the shoe, kind of came up where the arch of my foot was. So the Race R2, the older version, felt a little bit more comfortable in terms of how my arch was sitting, and it had a bit more arch support. So if that's something that's very important to you, you may want to look. The R1 and R2 models are sort of similar in that regard. You may want to keep on with those R1 and R2 models if that's the kind of feel that you like and you need some arch support. But the Kobra was slightly different in that it, like I said, it kind of felt like it was propelling you forward a little bit. On the side of the shoe, you can see this 8-degree thing on the marking on the Kobra, and 5 degrees on the R2. And I didn't notice 3 degrees of difference or whatever, but other than just sort of the feeling I described a second ago of what it's like for your foot inside there, I guess that's going to depend on what kind of feel you want. In terms of the front of the shoe, I want to show you. So in the Kobra, this is the inside of the right shoe. So this is where you would drag your foot right here. You can see that the gum rubber has kind of come up along the edge, and also that there's this, here's the mesh, and here's sort of the regular leather of the shoe, and it's sort of been reinforced with this extra, and it's sort of got this grip to it here. But I feel like it's been reinforced a little bit where squash players drag their feet, and so here's the equivalent spot on the R2, kind of you can see I've sort of worn down there. I don't tend to drag my feet way at the tip. It's more on the inside, but that area has been reinforced. Let's see if you can see that. It's been reinforced in the Kobra. So I think it's sort of better designed in a way more specifically for squash. And what else can I show you? The sole, obviously both non-marking, but the Kobra's got the traditional gum rubber, which sort of will appease those who have more stringent rules on the what you can wear around your courts. If neither of them are marking, but sometimes when people who run the courts see the gum rubber, they feel a little bit more relaxed about it all. Kobra's got this little kind of hook on the back to pull the shoe on. I think the R1 might have that as well, but the R2 does not. And what else? It's still got this kind of, they call it the exoskeleton, these lines in here, kind of holding the shoe together without adding a lot of weight, of having it's a bit more of these individual pieces that are kind of holding it together and then pulling it taut with the laces, and that's something that keeps the weight of the shoe down. That's similar to how the R2 was designed with these exterior pieces here. This is just covered a little bit in mesh. So anyway, bottom line is I've been using the Kobras for several weeks now, and I have really enjoyed them as a shoe. I think they're a great and slightly different addition to the Salming lineup. They come in a few different, there's 2 different colors out, and a reader also just sent me a new color that's coming out soon. I'll post it on the blog. You can also see a ton of pros have been using these on the men's side, and also the women's. I know Allison Waters, there's a women's version. Allison Waters, I believe, has been using that. So I'll have a bunch of pictures on the blog, and I'll also put the weight of the shoe on the blog post. So you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click through to that. Yeah, so I'm happy with these, and check them out. It's called the Salming Kobra.